August 2nd, 1990, a date forever etched in history as the day when Saddam Hussein, the iron-fisted ruler of Iraq, made the fateful decision to invade the small but oil-rich nation of Kuwait. But what events transpired leading up to this pivotal moment? What was the driving force behind Saddam's aggressive move? This video opens in the living room of a Baghdad home where Saddam Hussein sits casually, seemingly at ease. Beside him is a 5-year-old British boy named Stuart, who looks directly into the camera with a blank expression. Other British families are also present, including Stuart's parents, who appear equally uneasy. It's clear from their body language that they are hostages in this uncomfortable setting. Saddam gestures for Stuart to come closer and puts his arm around the boy's shoulder. Attempting to project an image of camaraderie and informality, he speaks to Stuart in English, stating that he wants to play with him and asks him how old he is. Stuart remains silent and unresponsive, frozen in a state of fear and shock. His eyes betray his terror as he glances at his parents seated nearby. The parents exchange anxious glances, torn between their desire to protect their son and the knowledge that any action could escalate the situation. An interpreter translates Saddam's words into Arabic for those who don't understand English. Throughout the encounter, Stuart continues to stare straight ahead, showing no emotions or engaging in any dialogue. His silence is deafening, underscoring the gravity of his situation. At one point, he turns his head slightly to look at his mother, seeking solace or guidance. However, she can only offer him a helpless smile, unable to alleviate his fear. Saddam's behavior towards the British captives is a mixture of casual cruelty and calculated manipulation. He appears to relish in the power he holds over them, enjoying their fear and desperation. Yet he also seems aware of the need to maintain a facade of civility to protect his own interests. The televised nature of this event adds another layer of complexity, suggesting that Saddam is not only acting for his own benefit, but also for the benefit of those watching. He wants to send a message to the international community. It's important to note that while the hostage situation is undeniably distressing, it's not the main focus of this video. Instead, it serves as a backdrop against which something much bigger is playing out. The true star of the show is Saddam himself, who takes center stage in a deliberate effort to shape public perception. He uses the hostages as pawns in his game, but they are ultimately secondary to his own agenda. The video cuts to archival footage of Saddam addressing his people, further emphasizing his desire to be seen and heard. These carefully selected images portray him as a strong and charismatic leader, capable of inspiring both admiration and fear. By showcasing these aspects of his personality, the filmmakers contribute to the enigma surrounding Saddam, making him more complex and intriguing. The video then shifts to a different location, possibly a military base or government building, where we see tanks rolling through the streets. The inclusion of this footage adds a sense of urgency and tension to the video. It hints at the volatile situation on the ground and the potential for violence to erupt at any moment. The viewer is left wondering about the purpose of these tanks and the threat they may pose. As the video progresses, the stakes become clearer. We learn that there is an impending deadline, creating a sense of impending doom. The world is holding its breath, waiting to see how this crisis will unfold. The tension is palpable as the time ticks away. At this critical moment, Saddam makes a shocking announcement. He declares that all British nationals must leave Iraq within 48 hours. This ultimatum adds a new layer of conflict to the existing tensions. It's no longer just about the hostages. Now it's about the fate of all British people in the country. Saddam's interpreter clarifies that those who choose to stay will face consequences, leaving no doubt about the seriousness of his threat. The presence of the interpreter serves multiple purposes. Not only does he translate Saddam's words, but he also acts as a voice of reason, attempting to temper Saddam's more extreme statements. The interpreter's role is a delicate one, caught between the demands of his employer and the need to maintain a semblance of order. Throughout the ordeal, the hostages remain relatively passive, showing little emotion or agency. They are largely at the mercy of Saddam's whims, trapped in a nightmare scenario with no clear way out. Their silence is a testament to their fear and vulnerability. The video captures their desperation, but it also highlights their resilience in the face of unimaginable circumstances. As the deadline approaches, the atmosphere becomes increasingly charged with emotion. The hostages, including young Stuart, huddled together, finding comfort in their shared terror. Their close proximity creates a sense of unity, a silent bond forged in the fires of adversity. It's a powerful image that evokes empathy and concern from the viewers. The video then shifts to a news broadcast, providing commentary on the unfolding events. The news anchor, a somber tone and measured delivery, add a sense of authority and realism to the video. The use of archival footage effectively transports the viewer to that time period, immersing them in the atmosphere of uncertainty and fear. The news anchor discusses diplomatic efforts being made to resolve the crisis, but it's clear that tensions are escalating. There is a growing sense that a peaceful resolution may be elusive. As the world watches, the stakes continue to rise, making this video a gripping portrayal of a hostage crisis. The video now delves into the motivations and mindset of Saddam Hussein, shedding light on the factors that led him to take such drastic measures. It explores his background, his rise to power, and the events that shaped his worldview. By understanding Saddam's perspective, the video provides a more nuanced look at this complex historical figure. The narrative touches upon Saddam's experiences during the Iran-Iraq War, a 8-year conflict that devastated both nations. The war left Iraq in dire economic straits, burdened with heavy debts and international sanctions. To make matters worse, the war with Iran had just come to an end, leaving Iraq in a precarious position. In this fragile state, Saddam turned his attention to Kuwait, hoping to exploit the country's wealth for Iraq's benefit. On August 2, 1990, Saddam made the fateful decision to invade Kuwait, believing that it would solve Iraq's financial woes. He underestimated the strength of the international response and the consequences of his actions. The video culminates in a dramatic fashion, depicting the aftermath of Saddam's invasion of Kuwait. It shows the swift and decisive response from the international community, led by the United States. The archival footage brings to life the military buildup and the subsequent conflict, immersing the viewer in the intensity of that era. As the video draws to a close, it leaves us with a sense of the gravity of Saddam's actions and their far-reaching implications. The invasion of Kuwait not only had immediate consequences for the region, but also set the stage for future conflicts. The video serves as a reminder of the importance of diplomacy and the dangers of unchecked aggression. The video ends with a shot of Stewart and the other hostages standing silently, their faces etched with worry and uncertainty. The weight of Saddam's ultimatum hangs heavy in the air. Their fate, along with the broader implications of the hostage crisis, remains unclear. The ending is left open-ended, allowing the audience to contemplate the possible outcomes and the lasting impact of these events. Overall, this video offers a compelling exploration of the hostage crisis involving Saddam Hussein and the British captives. Through a combination of archival footage, interviews, and dramatic reenactments, it captures the tension, fear, and uncertainty of that time period. The video not only sheds light on a pivotal moment in history, but also provides insight into the motivations and psyche of one of the most notorious dictators of our time.